and welcome back. I hope this is alright. I've not done one of these in a while, so it's going to be interesting. It might be a little bit dark on camera. Yeah, this should be good. I want to get back into the swing of things, and it's been a while since these babies have been on camera. So let's go ahead and find my stuff before we dig in here. This is normally one of those streams where I put some nice Sonic music on in the background and then just chill out while doing kits. It also helps that I've come more prepared for these, unlike previous streams where camera's been all over the place or propped up very, very poorly. So yeah, let's get my stuff ready here. The last time I did anything was with the Jupiter Gundam, so as you can tell, everything's kind of still in its box, which is why we've got the Jupiter on screen. Hope the audio is fine. Hope the camera's not too bad. I'll quickly go over the problem with my hands as well, so that you guys can understand exactly what was going on with them. And they're kind of okay at the moment. I've been getting up to some kind of secretive stuff, so yeah, let's just throw that there. And we'll use the sandwich bags as well. Those are something that I got off Amazon to keep everything in check. It's a bit dark. Yeah, I know. Give me a sec. There we go. We'll up the exposure a little bit. He actually has hands? Yeah. So here's the Easy 8. It's the first of the kits I'm going to be working on here. For those who don't know, I'm going to be doing a project that I've been planning for years now, where I'm going to be taking suits that I have either got from GBO 2, or Gundam Battle Operation 2, and suits that other people have used that are more or less what these people are known for playing in my streams, and I'm going to make them all up like a diorama. It's going to be the first diorama, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to try building it so it's a little bit like, for those who are familiar with Halo Reach's Collector's Edition, I want them to all be stood on like a rock next to each other. That's going to be fun. This will probably be a very long video series. But yeah, I'm just getting back into the swing of things. So I've got the Easy 8 here. I'm waiting on the other suits, but so far we've got that. We've got Sin's BD1, and we've got Nugs' Gyan. So I got a lot of work on my hands already with those three kits. I'm waiting on the Camphor, the BD2, the Waddles, and then the Gym Guard Custom and the Gym Striker. So yeah, those are still in the post. And last thing before we get into this Easy 8 here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting stuff out, filing stuff down, and then bagging it all up in the sandwich baggies so that I can keep track of things before I go and paint them later. But yeah, deal with my hands. Previously, I've been on about this in many streams. The problem was that I couldn't actually rotate this hand like this. It was impossible. I kept getting stuck here. It was so painful down this side of my hand. And it's kind of still like that a little bit. I'm still healing, but we're getting into stuff. But it just gives you an idea, because I've not visually been on camera for a while, so I've just been constantly saying, I can't rotate my hand, I can't rotate my hand. Yeah. Your hand is lagging, it looks a bit trippy. I've tried to open the frame rate as much as possible. I don't know what's going on with it. It might just be OBS. So, I'm gonna cut stuff out here. Like I said, I hope the music's not too bad. Normally I pick Sonic stuff and make sure it's not too loud. That's the front of the chest. Here we've got some of the looks like the leg armor. Put that in there for now. Some joints. Just don't go overboard. Yeah, I'm going to try not to. Why is this the Sonic 06 theme? It isn't. It's Sonic Unleashed. I always play the extended versions because they go on for like half an hour. Hey everyone! Nice to see you coming back in. I knew posting GBO2 stuff or related stuff would get people's attention. Right, so that's the wire for the parachute pack. Of course, everybody who knows what I play in GBO2 knows I love the Easy 8. And it doesn't have the parachute pack, so we don't need that. There's bits for the backpack here, bits for the thruster bells, the machine gun. I'm actually kind of upset that it doesn't have the bazooka. I wonder whether I can get a bazooka from somewhere and then use that. Hello there, says Exram. Unleashed is a great soundtrack. Yes, it is. So yeah. The thing about this is now I've got a scissor arm right above me with the camera on. I don't have to worry too much. I love that I've got a beam rifle as well. I didn't actually realise what all this this kit had in it. I just kind of went, yeah, I want the Easy 8 because everybody sees me in it the most. Although, things have changed. I'll just say that much. Things have changed. Hope everybody's enjoying the Halloween event, by the way. I built the kit, never going to use the parachute strip, says Ultras. Yeah, the parachute pack, it looks a little bit too bulky. It's just going to be spare parts at the end of the day. It's like a lot of other stuff. I actually had a look at my backlog that is massive now. And yeah, it's going to be funny. I might actually do a video on that at some point. But yeah, it's nuts. It's like I tease Ion about it just for a laugh because of him buying quite a lot of stuff and having a huge backlog that fills up his closet. But yeah, my backlog is getting pretty bad. I have so many boxes right now. Like, you've already seen 3 kits on stream that I've shown off. I've got the high-res God Gundam next to me as well. And before, I put upstairs a load of other kits. I've even got the SD underwater kits as well that I wanted to build for a laugh. Might actually get Jen to help me with those. I'm just going to clean up these little bits and then bag them into separate bags so I know which parts are where. War never changes. Ion has an addiction. He does. Are there HG weapon packs? Not entirely sure. I think there might be. You know what? I might actually have to turn the light on here because god damn it is... It is where the exposure's going to go crazy now. Oh god, yeah. I just seen that lagging. Oh! That moment where you have the power of the sun at your fingertips. Can we just auto-expose this? We good now? Sorry about this, guys. What are you going to use for painting? Probably spray tins like normal. Let's see if I can balance this out. Okay, that's a bit better. That's a bit better and I can actually see what I'm doing. It doesn't help that we're doing this in winter when it's already a pain in the ass to see things. So yeah, originally the lights that we had installed in this new place were a lot brighter than what you just saw. And we had to get them toned down. It's a little bit like the story that I told previously about the door getting ripped off while we weren't in. So yeah, the original lights, we decided we'd get them super bright because where we are is pretty dark. And it ended up with them being a bit too bright, so we toned them down. So these are actually toned down. Hey Ryuki! Is this a JJ Abrams stream? This is alright, yeah. So yeah, the idea is to try and get back into things. For those people who are just turning up, I'll just do a quick demo again of how my hands were messed up and the Easy 8 box is about to fall on the floor. Because, you know, that'll be the bag for the legs here. Let's get this box. Okay. Just worked by candlelight. So yeah, for those who have just turned up, the whole deal with my hands was that I couldn't rotate them inwards like this. I had muscle problems along here, primarily because of repetitive strain. It's still a little bit funny, and occasionally makes everything weird, but they had me constantly doing stuff where I'd have to grab like something and then just constantly do this backwards and forwards, and doing this with my hands, and then sort of doing this thing. It's really weird. I have to do the same with this one, so they're a bit clicky, but not as bad as they were before. So yeah, I can now start to enjoy myself a little bit more again, which is always fun, you know. Especially when you've been depressed for roughly about 6 months because you've had no hands. And I did say as things start getting better, I'd get back to doing things. The reason why I didn't do too many of these streams before, and why I actually deleted the other ones, was because of Susan. You know, I always try and be careful of YouTube and its policies so I don't get my channel completely deleted or nuked. And the other ones, I didn't know whether they were going to get taken down because of COPA or not. Hopefully these won't, because all I'm doing is basically artwork, you know. I consider doing this kind of stuff to be very relaxing and almost like art, because at the end of the day you get to work on something and see it come together before your very eyes. I really enjoy it. Plus, right now, with me having a lot of sleep problems, I need to relax, so I figured that doing this might help me relax. I'm just going to make sure I don't go too crazy with these parts here. But yeah, the idea is I'm going to be spraying these all up, representing each person on stream, or the most frequent ones at least, the ones that everybody knows and has a laugh about, and then we'll put them all up on a diorama, and that'll be my my Halo Reach style diorama that will be the only one of its kind, probably the only thing that any streamer will do for GBO2 to celebrate it and the community. And I can have good memories for the future. You know, to look back on and be like, those were the days where we had a really good laugh. I hate that Bandai doesn't make a handle on the end of the shield to separate the piece. Also, 40th anniversary Sharzak, who takes inspiration from the 2.0, but not enough. Glad to see you doing better. Yes, a lot better. So you're doing some hand exercises to help recovery, says Eggman. Yeah, I constantly do that kind of stuff where I'm moving my hand and sort of rotating it in a figure of 8. I do that almost every single day now, just to help out and ease this stuff a little bit. I've not really done any sort of ice packs across it like I used to, or heat packs, and I don't use my splints anymore. I have them around somewhere, but I have 2 splints, 1 for each arm, and yeah, they're around in the background, but I've just not been using those because the physio, the one that I talked to in the last video, said that if I use them it'll actually stop my recovery. The only thing that might impede my recovery now a little bit is if I go too ham on anything, so I'm trying not to do that. So I'm kind of enjoying myself in the background, trying to get into different games, trying to be a little bit more active on them, and not hurt my hands too much. Because on stream, like in the past, if I've ever gone like that, that is normally the clicking sound that you'll hear if I've ever done it close to the microphone, and you know, you've heard it on stream. Normally it's this right wrist clicking because it's my mouse hand. Left one's been fine, but yeah, because of that issue with Doom, that's why this one was clicking way more and has been painful. So at least you guys know what's up with that one now. Can't wait, because I'm going to be using the Tamiya weathering stuff on all these suits as well. I've still got the weathering kits from when I did the Crossbone Rogue. For anyone who doesn't know, that's my GB3 custom kit. The one that I ended up renaming to rebrand and get away from certain communities. and previous works that I'd done. So yeah, I like my crossbone rogue. I just need to actually rename it eventually in GB3 when I get round to it. For a while now, I couldn't decide on what name I wanted to give it, and then I was just like, yeah, crossbone rogue sounds good. Had a look around, nobody had taken the name, I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Can you not eat ham sandwiches anymore, says John. The hell, John? So these are going to be the shield parts in here. All these baggies are going to be great, because then it just means I cut out stuff, I clean them up, and then eventually, once everything's bagged, I can then go ahead and come back to them later on and use the spray paints on them, go over them with a base coat, and then we'll be eventually doing the weathering and making everything look cool. You said you can't go ham anymore. You know what I mean, go crazy. Go crazy in game. MS Saga is great, it's an RPG. Far more limited than Gundam Breaker, but it's fun. The only game I've really been touching at the moment, outside of Metal Gear, has been that Time Manning game. I've been just messing around with that again. It's got some like event stuff going on that I want to try and stream again later at some point. Just not got to go overboard. Just realised I'm putting the legs and the pelvis together as the same thing. It doesn't matter. I'll separate the front skirts later on because I love having them separated so that it's more articulate. I'm just picking all these parts out by shape here because I'm not familiar with ground Gundam variants at this point. But you can make out quite a lot of the details easily. And that's the back of the ankle. That's the side skirt that has an ammo pack on it. Yeah, we've discussed previously how the EZ8 is one of my favourite UC mobile suits. It's just so nice. The only problem with it in GBO is the downswing is a little bit predictable because it's got a long wind up. You end up, like if you want to try and get a double downswing, it is really awkward to pull off. If you can get it, it's really damaging. And the fact that it can go like 4 mobile suits in length is really good, but trying to pull off that double downswing is an absolute nightmare. I think that is it for the legs on this run. It could be... Ah, no. Ankles there. Ankles and what looks like the foot armor here. And then the rest belongs to the arms, the beam rifle, the torso, and the head. Which is one of the more unique head units for UC era. Rename your mobile suit. No, John. I'm not going to. That reminds me, John, when I get your camphor, do you want it red and black like you used to? The Shadow the Hedgehog style colour scheme, or what? Hey Kaiser! Nice to see you. Interesting idea, Ziploc bags to organise parts. I just figured a lot of people do it different ways. I could have had a proper organisation sort of setup going on where it's almost like Zacharelius, where he's got loads of little boxes or like a setup similar to it where you can just slide them out, put stuff in and then slide them back and leave them there. But I've not got a dedicated space for building at the moment, otherwise I'd have something like that. Ideally, the idea is once we've finished decorating and doing the house, because it's still a mess due to the virus getting in the way, you know, it's the whole deal with finishing the decorating and actually finishing up the space that I want to do everything in. The idea is I want it very similar to the previous place in terms of me being able to do streams pretty easily without having to go too far, and also being able to do Gunpla and stuff without really having to go in a different room or having to travel long distances and be like, guys, just wait a second, and then hooking up another computer or whatever. Because where we are at the moment is normally where I play on the PlayStation. I have it hooked up here, and then the computer's on that side of me. But in the old place, I used to have to put the camera on a tripod and then do stuff that way. The problem is the tripod kind of disintegrated for no reason. Like, literally, I don't even know what happened. The top of it just completely vanished in transit. It just, when we got it out, it just crumbled before my very eyes. And I had no idea what happened to it. I don't know whether it was weather or what, so fun stuff. But this is still the same old table that I've been using all the time. There's a portable camping table, I think it is. So yeah. But the whole idea is to do all these suits on stream as well. So we'll start with the Easy 8. We'll get all that bagged up and done in terms of getting it ready to be painted. And then we'll move on with the ones that I actually have. I think Ion and Heavy suits, the Guard Custom and the Striker, are meant to be coming pretty soon. I have to double check on the date and time that they're going to arrive. And then, of course, I've got to check HLJ again, because the last time they emailed me, they said my order for the Heavy Arms HG was ready. But I've got a back order of, I think it's Build Divers May, the high grade Heavy Arms, and then the BD2, the Camphor, and Waddles. So I want to try and order them all together so it doesn't cost an arm and a leg for packaging. Ziploc bags are real tech, I swear. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's useful just to keep everything organized. Like, I've used them before, but not too often on stream. And because this is such a big project, I thought, you know what, it's a lot easier if I just go with the Ziploc bags to start with. Try and file everything down without creating too much of a mess with the knife here, so I'm not having to go and sand stuff. And then away we go. So this is one of the many painting projects we're going to be doing this year. Or this year and next year. Let's see what everybody else has been saying here. John says, I was thinking of my current blue head colour scheme, but the black and red is a good old joke. Dude, to be honest, I'd probably rather you have the blue colour scheme at the moment, because black and red on a shelf would look a bit funny. I just thought I'd do it, mention it, just to see what your reaction was. Gundam Guy says, I've been busy with emulation these days, been wanting to get into the Final Fantasy franchise for a while. Feel like I have to start with the original. Ooh, nice! To be honest, if I was going to do any Final Fantasy again now, it'd be 7 again, but not the remake. I'd do the original. I've started it a couple of times, but I've never really finished it. I mentioned on stream a while ago that I lost the original 3rd disc from my old copy that I had. And since then, I've always got like pretty far into the game and then just not completed it. And it's not because I don't like it, it's just because I try and do a lot of other stuff to keep people entertained. You know, because the channel's supposed to be about mech stuff, and even though 7 has a lot of that, not many people show up to it, unfortunately. So I've got to kind of balance things out and constantly bounce around with content to keep views up. Maybe if you can't get a hold of the can't forget the Goof Custom, dude. It's already on the list. It's like I pre-ordered it ages ago, so it's on the backlog. It's when they've got stuff in store that they'll send it, because it's already ordered. So I can't exactly swap it out now. That's the way HLJ works. Once you pay for it, then that's it. This knee armor has 3 different nubs on it. Weird. Kaiser says, I've been diving into low poly modeling lately. It's like pixel art. You have to decide with how you want the details. I've been trying to do my dog for my game that I'm working on, my indie game, but the dog's proving to be a little bit awkward, primarily because I wanted to make it a little bit like the Metal Gear Solid dogs, and any other low poly dog really, but I also wanted to make it look a little bit more like it's out of 1999, which means the rigging and the model itself just has to be a little bit more on point, and trying to do that is a bit of a pain in the ass, because everything has to be one model. For anyone who's not seen that, go check out my indie section on the Discord. We got a lot of stuff going on the Discord right now. I just feel like people have been waiting for me to come back to GBO or to actually pick up proper things like this again in terms of streaming and being like, you know what, we'll just wait. We've got plenty of other guys that we can watch in the meantime, but just get better, you know. And I really appreciate that patience as well, because there's not many people that would wait like almost an entire year for a streamer just to recover. Especially when there's so much other content that you can be watching, so I really do appreciate it. If it wasn't for me having pain meds before to deal with a migraine, then I'd probably be drinking on stream for a laugh to celebrate with you guys. I should a knife like the one you're using. I've been using one for the longest times, the Shaver Barber knives, because I have a large supply of it, says X-Ram. This one is one that I got, I think it's either one that I got or one my dad got for me. I think it was either birthday or Christmas, he got a kit, or a set of stuff that was like, I think it was these files, this, and a pen, but the pen wasn't as good. But yeah, it was a pretty good knife actually. I'm going to need to get another one of these at some point because they're really nice and they clean stuff up pretty well. You just slightly go across stuff and just control it and cuts through stuff with ease. But it also depends on the plastic quality, because I've moaned about this before with kits, especially Koto ones, saying about how brittle they are. And I absolutely hate brittle plastic, but Bandai does some really nice plastic. You'll hear people like Zacharelius and Mechaguy Kotsu talking about different plastic qualities as well. And it's the same stuff that I'm on about, you know, it's either you cut through something and there's little to no resistance and it feels like you're cutting through butter almost, or you're constantly doing like this and having to try and wiggle it around and trying to, you know, force the knife, and it doesn't feel good. It feels like you're going to cut yourself. It's supposed to be nice, controlled, and with no fear of cutting yourself, otherwise you'll end up like me where I cut my wrist there. I mentioned that on stream ages ago, how I ended up cutting my wrist and missing a major artery by a millimeter. I was terrible. Have you beat the high-res God Gundam yet? No, but where's the box here? Throw the other two kits on the floor. It is right here, though. I just realised that has... it's got the a little bit of the packaging detail there, but it didn't show up too well, so that's good. Plus, it doesn't actually say where the place is, which is good. It just says United Kingdom and small packaging. But yeah, there's the high-res guard Gundam. It's there. And I've got to get round to that eventually. I did not forget about that. Just knocked over the switch here slightly. Ooh. The only problem with the switch is when you keep it underneath your desk and you accidentally knock it over. I'm currently waiting for Scott Pilgrim, the game, to come out on it, so I can play that again. So yeah, let's put all these boxes back so I can see what I'm doing here. But yeah, I can't wait for the high-res God Gundam. That's in the backlog with everything else. Too much in the backlog right now. Like, there's tons of stuff. I opened a box before and found my old kits that I'd built up, including my Crossbone Rogue, which was nice. So I know which box is really fragile now, because the custom paint scheme on that. And I also found the figurine of Rain from G Gundam. Where is she? So this is the new one that's come out. This is the one that I got previously. When I'd finished my my last contract at work. But yeah, there's Rain, the one with usual outfit instead of the pilot suit. That's pretty cool. So that's going to be fun to have on display next to the high-res God Gundam. Just got to put everything back now. There we go. That bum, says John. No, it's a really, really nice looking figure. Or statue, whatever you want to call it. Just noticed the music's changed to Spagonia at night rooftop run, but it's not too bad. So yeah, there was that. The only other painting that I have to do, apart from this kind of Gundam stuff, is for the Halo Assault Rifle that I've got. That's going to be interesting, but I'm kind of scared of that one, because if I mess it up, then there's no real going back, unfortunately. How big is the number of backlog? Oh, I mean, if you want Exram, I can go find a box that has a couple of them. It's literally just up the stairs. I carried them up there before, but it's more than just a couple of boxes. Like, I've shown 4 on stream at the moment. I can get stuff that's next to me. Just check that I've cleaned that up. Yeah. Okay. So we're almost done with some of the leg parts here. Give me a sec. I'll grab the stuff that's closest to me that I can actually find. I think it's going to be a while before I go back to GBO2. Like, I'm going to need a reason to go back to this Gundam guy. You should go back to it, if only to get the double Zeta suits, and start now before you really lose track of stuff. Okay, so just an estimate would be fine. Might as well. So stuff that I've got on hand, including the BD1, the Gyan, and the high-res God Gundam, is I've got the 3 SD Aqua suits here. They're going to be fun to put together, primarily because we've got chibi. They're all chibi versions, so that looked fun. Kind of reminded me of Boaty. I've got 2 sets of Balden arms, which are going to be used for the Devil Gundam project that I've still got going on. And then we've got the high-res Shining Gundam, because I watch a lot of Prime 92 and she recommends stuff like this all the time, so that's going to be fun. And then other stuff that I've got on hand here at the moment that I can actually find right next to me is stuff like the MSG hands for the Devil Gundam project, and then a load of thrusters and different parts for the same project. That Devil Gundam one I want to actually come out pretty nicely. Just trying to find the other stuff that's on hand here. Okay. Other stuff that I've got on hand that I had to go and find a little bit, but it's not too bad. The Devil Gundam, the one that I'm going to be modifying. I really want to do that, but it's an old kit. Then of course we got stuff to help modify the Devil Gundam. So we've got the star burning, and I'm going to be using the head from that and a couple of other parts. And the Cerevi, that's going to be good for using a little bit of those parts to bulk out different areas of the Devil Gundam. all these back in the box now. And then we got all of Kazami's suits from Bill Divers, because you just know how to represent. So we've got the petite guy, Justy guy there. Don't know whether that's coming up. Yep. We got the Aegis Knight and the Justice Knight. So that's fun. Whew. And then, if you want to go even further back, got the Sengoku Astray Red frame and the normal Astray Red frame, because you can't have enough red frame. The H2 Darkhound, because Pirate Gundam, and also because it was so good in the show. The Satan Gundam, because, you know, it's a crazy SD. I remember it from GB3 and I want to try and modify it. And then like a billion action bases. Seriously, I went overboard thinking that, you know, my new display when I get stuff set up will be very active and I want to try and put more stuff in it, so I've got like a billion action bases. I thought you... Kaiser says, I still gotta buy another set for the Valkylander for a project I'm working on. I don't know about getting anything else from Gold Divers, because I think at the moment I'm pretty fine for those type of suits. But yeah, that's all the stuff that I can find on hand. I swear I've got like another box somewhere. Of course I've got the other stuff coming for this project, so that's another load of stuff. So plenty to be working on stream. Thank you for showing them. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. And then of course the last one. The last one that's not Gundam related is the Halo Assault Rifle, which is way too big to fit on stream in one go anyway. But yeah, that's gonna be a nice paint job on that eventually. So fun stuff. Very busy. Or will be very busy. I'll be constantly taking trips to different places to paint stuff up. So that's going to be fun. And once I get all that painted, then I can put it in displays, or I can, like with the assault rifle, I can mount it on a wall or something. Gotta find places for all this stuff that doesn't make the place look too crowded. I find that, like, now that we've got a house instead of an apartment, previously for anyone that saw the apartment, it was a little bit raggedy. We're in a bad area of town. So we didn't have too much room. Now we have a lot more room, the same amount of stuff, it's just trying to find different places to put it all that doesn't make it look as though it's cramped and tacky anymore. So I'm trying to be a little bit more spacious with how we fit everything in. Have the AR ready for when the BBC come round, says John. No, you have a nice backlog. Yeah, it's going to give me a lot to do. Like I said, the AR is just the most worrying thing ever. Because if I mess up on that, I can't exactly get a new one easily. When I got it, it was really dirt cheap, and then the entire internet decided to buy from the UK store, so it went from dirt cheap to being like double the price. So yeah, if I mess up that, then it's a bit of a problem. Also, at some point we will probably be displaying stuff on videos like I said I would do ages ago. It's just a case of getting everything set up. Just So that's one baggie for the shield, one baggie for the legs. Need to get another baggie for the arms here. And where's the music gone off? Oh. Susan's autoplay decided, do you want to pause this? I'm like, no. Are my messages going through, or do I have laggy internet, says Gundam Guy? They're coming through. I think it might just be lagging a little bit. I just realised these parts for the legs here. They're the sides that cover the beam sabers. We got the, oh god, the antenna is so thin on this thing. It is absolutely nuts. Like the antenna is about the same, I'd say, thickness as a pencil lead at the moment, so that's worrying. If I break that, then Easy 8 has no antenna. John says, just take the other John's one. Oh god, yeah, just go around to his and be like, John, I'll pay you the amount for the assault rifle. Thing is, I can't wait to paint it up. I've seen other people do it, but they have more experience with painting that kind of stuff, whereas I've only done kits previously. That doesn't really fall into the same category, because kits like this, you can paint them up really easily with no problems, whereas I imagine something like that that's a kid's toy, or designed to be kind of a kid's toy, is going to be a little bit more awkward to paint. Just trade him the high-res God Gundam. No. No. One thing that I still want at some point that'll be interesting if I can get my hands on it ever eventually will be a like the 3A figure for Metal Gear Rex, I think it is. Because I absolutely love the design of Rex. At some point I want to go through all the Metal Gear games I've played previously, because we did 1. We're almost done with Metal Gear 1. And I'm pretty embarrassingly bad at that compared to when I was a kid. Then again, I am playing it on normal. Metal Gear 2 I'm not exactly really fond of, but Metal Gear 4 I've been through quite a few times. I really like that one, so it'd be fun to do that one on stream at some point, primarily just because of the Rex versus Ray fight. Seriously, just start playing Rules of Nature in the background for that, it's so good. Gotta remember roughly whereabouts I am on camera here, so I'm kind of doing this too far down towards the bottom of the screen. Okay, there we go. So there's the legs. The easiest part about this is once I pick up like certain shapes in the kit, it's going to be easier coming back later on and looking at the bags and just being like, okay, what's in here? It's the legs, because I can easily identify the shape. I need another Metal Gear Rising game, says John. I wish they would have taken advantage and made a sequel of that, but knowing Konami, they'll probably make a pachinko game of it and nothing else. Freaking Konami, man. It's why I won't play Metal Gear Survive, because Dragox keeps getting me to try and play it in Discord, and I'm just like, nope, nope. Oh, yeah, I saw the whole thing about armor coatings in Halo Infinite as well. Yeah, it is an absolute farce. They're dropping the ball on that real fast. People are trying to defend it by saying, well, the game's free, you know, like, that multiplayer is free, so you don't have to pay for it. It's like, you do realize quite a lot of people don't just get Halo for the single player, they get it for the multiplayer as well, because it's something that they play after they've completed the single player. I blame Microsoft for that. It's because they're more like a Microsoft company than they were when it was just Bungie. So Microsoft will be like, push the microtransactions! We'll monetize this for 10 years, it'll be brilliant! And of course, because it's 343, they'll be like, oh, okay. We don't see a problem with this. No. I was giving them a chance to redeem themselves, and it's not gone so good. Gundam Guy says, Konami, they haven't made a game in years. Yeah, the last one they made was Metal Gear 5, which I still need to complete. Like, I'm pretty far in it. The only reason I haven't done anything was because of letting my hands heal again. I can't wait till I stop getting, like, numbness in my little fingers on both sides. Once that's gone away, that's going to be good progress. But at the moment, I'm trying to relax and get my sleeping pattern back, because I am not getting more than, like, 5 hours sleep at the moment at any one time, so I'm getting hardly any rest. I think I've basically got insomnia. Not confirmed it, but with my my lack of sleep pattern and the fact that I can not sleep for very long, kind of seems to suggest I have insomnia, which is just great. You know, I get over one thing and then experience another thing. Working on the arms here now. Always run my thumb over the part that I've cut up, because if it's nice and smooth, I don't need to go over it with a file. Looking alright at the moment. There we go. If the knife doesn't catch on the plastic, we're good. I'm just not gonna sit here for hours on end and do this, because otherwise I'm gonna do my back in as well. So we've been going for 47 minutes. We're good so far. What I'll probably do is hit the hour mark and then call it, because then I don't do my back in, and I've done quite a bit in terms of getting parts ready. And then I can relax later. But yeah, for anybody who's been waiting to go back on GBO2 or whatever, or has needed a reason to, definitely recommend you getting back on it, considering what suits are available and the fact that you're missing out on the Halloween event. Plus, a lot of people are going to be rusty, so I'd focus on getting better if I were you. John says, I think it would have been fine if they didn't take away the primary and secondary color system. Dude, you just know they did that deliberately to make money off it. You know, they're doing the Destiny shader style thing, and I don't agree with it. The more it leans towards being like Destiny, the more I just go away from it completely. I didn't mind it when they reintroduced the Banished and the like classic art style again, but then they started making some weird changes, like switching with the weapons a little bit, and you know, that trailer that they gave us, the gameplay trailer, was terrible, and Craig. It's been weird. Gundam Guy says, honestly, I'd only get back in if they started putting AOZ suits in. I mean, they might do. They can put anything in at this point. We're up to double Zeta, so like the last suit out was the Cubile, which is pretty annoying. You come up against the Cubile and it will shred you, according to what other people have been saying. Because at the moment, because I can't play, I keep my eye on the GBO2 section quite a lot on Discord. I see in the corner that you built the Jupiter. Yes! The Jupiter is amazing. Where's my kit? It's over the other side here. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to give my fingers a little bit of a stretch too. Yeah, the Jupiter is an amazing kit for anyone that likes the look of Build Divers Re-Rise suits. It is so good and it comes with so much stuff. I just had to get that and it's held together quite well. The only thing is I didn't spray paint any of it, so it's just a quick build, but for just a straight build, really nice. I've got the Jupiter on my desk. I've had it on my desk since I got it when the first half of Re-Rise had finished. I got it, and it's accompanied by the Figma of Tanya de Gurachev from Tanya the Evil, and then Chibi Goblin Slayer, and then next to them I've got Earthrise Optimus Prime and Earthrise Rotor Storm as well from Transformers, which is good. Gundam Guy says, also, I finished Dark Souls Trilogy while you were gone. Oh, nice. Kaiser says, I'm only playing GBO for the dailies and events at this point. It'll be good when we start customs again. I hope I can get you guys back on for customs, because that'll be fun. Who knows, I might try it out eventually and see how it goes on my hands. I feel like, because at the moment, my hands are a little bit, I'm going to say, not stiff, but it feels like they're pulling just a little bit there. I think it might be because of some of the other stuff I've been doing recently, but give it a little bit of a rest so I don't overdo it and do my handing completely again. Give it a little bit more time and then I might try it. I might even do it for Halloween for a laugh. Like I said, I'm just mulling around with the idea at the moment. Honestly, everything I've seen, I'm not excited for Infinite, says Ultras. I was hoping that we'd get something good, but at this point, like, the only way that they could conceivably get my attention again is if they reworked the art style so that it was similar to what I was on about, where I was saying, like, they need to make everything look as if it's worn, you know, as if it's actually been through some sort of, like, weathering or battles previously fought, because the other textures, even though they seem to be trying to use it as an excuse and say, like, oh, look, the stuff that we did ages ago is different, the materials are more complicated. Yeah, that's true, but the textures look crap because of the way that they've done them. They just need to fix those materials and make those scratches come through a lot more, because I don't want another game that looks like plastic. I can't remember how many times I've said that before, because everything looks like that Nerf gun that I showed off before in Halo 5. And, Infinite kind of has that going on at the moment, where it's just like, you know what? Everything looks plastic again. I don't like everything looking like a kid's toy. Since when was Halo like Mega Bloks? And then people try and use the excuse of, oh, but it looks like Halo 1 again. It's like, no, Halo 1 actually still has those details, especially the original Xbox version. So, yeah, you clearly don't remember the game that well. Like, Halo Reach had the most defined textures, I think, for scratches and things, which was really cool. Halo 4's art style was really good as well. It wasn't too bad. Still showed off, you know, some of their older sort of texturing on it. Like, Halo 4, I'd just about give a pass. You know, as in, like, it's good. Play it. The COD-style multiplayer, I'm not so sure about, but it's not as bad as 5. 5 was definitely a jump into the deep end where I thought, you know, it's just going to be 4 again, but expand the story, and instead they kind of jumped the shark. Like, I didn't like the story because it was kind of rushed. I didn't like the multiplayer because it was too focused on MLG-style stuff. Instead of Halo 3, where they went ahead and kind of made it for everybody, and then made little bits that would benefit people with increased skill sets. You know, if everyone can do everything, and then use just that little bit to differentiate between players that actually have skill and people who don't, then I like it. But if people can just get, like, power-ups from the very beginning and just use them and be overpowered, it tends to be bad. It's just doing things for the sake of doing them, says Ultras. Yes, I agree with that. I feel like it's definitely doing that kind of thing where they decide, you know what, we're gonna have a grapple because Doom had one, and Doom's popular right now with the kids. You know, it's almost doing like the old man style thing where it used to set the standard for video games for ages, and now it's lagging behind and being like, it's okay, we'll put a grapple hook in. The kids like grapple hooks now, don't they? Wouldn't be surprised if they changed all the music to dubstep. It's like Halo's gone out of touch. I've never played a Halo game before. I've been a PlayStation boy my entire life, says Gundam Guy. I mean, it's a good series, but 1 through 3 are definitely the best. Even though they kind of, when you look at the development of them, they're kind of thrown together. 3 definitely had the most time spent on it and was definitely the best story-wise, even though they had stuff taken out of it. Let's see, Kaiser says, there's no rush to get back to GBO2. Just heal up and come back to it when you won't relapse into pain. I feel like if I just take my time and don't overdo it with what I'm doing with my hands, then I'll be fine, you know. Like, if I'm not constantly typing for days on end, which I haven't been, and, you know, if I'm not playing on games for too long, then it's not too bad. Like, my average stream used to be 1 to 2 hours in length, which I don't think would be too bad at this point. It's more anything that goes past that, it tends to be a little bit, I wouldn't say strenuous, but depending on what the game is, you can definitely feel, like, strain on this hand. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that people have missed out on with GBO2. A lot of different suits and things that you could have been getting. But if you're still in the clan, then you'll be getting all the coins or the tokens when you come back. It's not too bad. So that's parts for the chest there, and then we've got the hands, the rifle, and the head. Now the head, I'm not actually going to cut out yet, but I am going to take the frame for it, and we're going to put this part of the frame, or the runner, in the baggie, just so we know which part actually has the head in it. Halo Reach and ODST were good, yes. ODST was really fun. ATM77 Unleashed says, I want to try making my own Gunpla. It will be my first time trying it. Have you never done Gunpla before? Like I said, I just find this so relaxing at the moment. That's one of the reasons why I do Gunpla. They say when you're a guy, you know, some of the most relaxing stuff is when you're creating. And I'm inclined to agree. Got the beam saber in the hand here, so we'll do the same with this. We'll cut the runner off and then we'll put those in the same bag as each other. So at least I know there's a beam saber and a set of hand covers in there, so that I can more or less get rid of this. There's an ammo pack and a beam rifle on there. The rest can go, so I'll probably cut that up and throw that in the bin. That's for the torso. Gotta make sure all these are zipped up. Try and keep up with chat here. Well, grappling hook makes sense for an open world game, says John. Apparently Sony have saved the games industry by having 4K menu UI. Wait, what? Kaiser says, ironically, when I first saw Halo, I was scoffing because the energy blade gave me the same impressions coming off the Quake games for so long. The thing that got me interested in Halo in the first place was the Mjolnir design and the assault rifle. And apparently since, there's been rumours going around that they apparently got someone that worked on Gundam to do, or at least help out with the designs for stuff. So that's pretty interesting how everything loops back to each other, you know. My love for Halo and Gundam just ended up mixing together. Apparently there are rumours that they took inspiration from the Gym Spartan and then used other things for inspiration from Gundam. So it's entirely possible that a lot of Halo's designs were taken from Aliens, because they looked at Aliens as well, and Gundam, which is surprising. I'm still in the clan, although I'm not sure if I've been kicked. If I've not done anything, which I haven't, then you shouldn't be kicked. There's no auto kick or anything. Let's just check here. There's nothing on that runner now. What the hell's going on here? Oh, that's the boss. I don't want the boss. Let's put some nice calming music on. Kaiser says, but then I befriended Blade Chan in a BFF Sniper Coon, and Halo was one of the 2 good games I played. I was on about this to somebody recently, saying like Halo has always been something that I've gone to enjoy and have a laugh on. Plus, with me modding it, it's been a really big part of my life. It's been fun. Really do enjoy it. I just realised I won't be able to put some of these transfers on because of the fact that my mobile suit's a black colour and these are grey. It's either I weather the bits underneath so they look a little bit lighter and then put those over the top, or I do custom ones, or I leave them off. That's awkward. Damn! Right, we got the feet, the backpack, part of the shield. That's it. So, beam rifle, head parts, no, hand covers, body, get the body, the head, and the shield is down here. So I'll do that shield bit first. ATM77 says, no, I'm in A clan, not yours as Gundam guy. Ah, okay, fair enough. ATM77 says, no, it looks like it'll be my first. Interesting to go for it. What suit are you planning on making? Have you got any specifically in mind? Like, is it a complete custom one? Or... That sounds like a stretch, says Ultras, for the Gundam thing. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but if it's true, and everything loops back, then it'll be hilarious, you know, because that'll be, I think, the second loop that I've found out this year that's pretty interesting in terms of content that I've enjoyed somewhere else, and then next minute it's cropped up in something else that I've ended up enjoying. Oh my god, this blue plastic isn't actually too bad. It didn't mark like I thought it would. Is it Shoji Kawamori? Dude, Shoji Kawamori, I don't believe it. I used to know him as just that guy that did the designs for Armored Core when I only really focused on Armored Core. And then since coming away from that community, I found out that Kawamori's more or less designed or had a hand in like everything I've ever enjoyed. It's a bit like... finding out that Frank Welker, the guy that does Megatron's voice, has voiced like almost every other character, or quite a lot of characters that I've heard of over the past like 40 years. And then another one that I was watching recently where it said Peter Cullen's voice was inspired for Prime was inspired by his brother who was in the military. That was a nice story. That was, I think, after the video where he said he got screwed over on Bumblebee, which was, oh, it's incredibly sad. That, and it's made me hate the Honest Trailers guy now, because he wasn't even a good Prime to begin with. And that just made it worse for me. I can see him getting on if they treat him right, but he was already burned out with Macross and Robotech. I mean, he's done so much stuff. He's done Armored Core, he's done Robotech. Those are just a few that I know of, but he's had his hand in almost everything mecha-related for years on end. I'd have to actually go and research it properly, because it's nuts how much he's worked on. Gundam Guy says, not sure, but it seems like your audio is delayed. Not sure if it's just your voice since I can't see your face. It might be a little bit of delay, I'm not too sure. There's a little bit of a nub here, but I can get rid of that at some point. Just trying to get rid of the most of it with the knife. The best part about this is because I'm not doing a straight build, it doesn't really matter about the marks. That's filed down pretty nicely. But yeah, it was crazy hearing about Kawamori. Just like, what? He's been in almost everything. There's parts for the shield. Oh, so we just about hit the hour mark, so what I'm going to do is finish off the chest and the feet here, and basically this B1 runner, and then we'll call it. So, actually quite nice, because this stream's been really good. I've enjoyed it. Getting back into the swing of things and helping me relax a little bit. I definitely feel a little bit less stressed with everything going on at the moment and being a little bit crazy. Some of the personal stuff I'm not going to get into. It's nice just to sit back, have a good talk, and enjoy some nice music while doing some Gunpla. Hey, Rich Cable Jr. Nice to see you again. Somebody needs to get that as a screen cap, please. I have not got any new mobile suits. Yeah, I've not got any new mobile suits. Last one I got was the A1. ATM77 says, I'm trying to think, either the HG Blue Destiny Unit 3 or the Hyzak. The Unit 3 is probably going to be a solid kit, only because it's based off the ground Gundam that I've assembled before, so I know that one's a good kit. Plus I've got the BD1 here, so I'll be able to tell you how good the BD1 is. Plus the BD2 should be coming eventually. And the BD3 is basically just the BD2 with a little change in armaments and colour. The new BD kits are pretty neat, says Kaiser. Kaiser says, the Bumblebee movie, they actually messed up because they had Cullen there for 2 days. They had him emulate the bootleg guy. Yeah, so the whole deal with that was they originally got, because they didn't want to pay Cullen for the Bumblebee movie, they got the guy that does honest trailers on YouTube and did the Machinima Prime one from, what was it, the Prime trilogy? They got him to do Optimus Prime, and of course, he can't really do Optimus Prime. He can't do many voices. He can only do his epic movie man announcer voice, really. And, of course, he tries to do his impression of Prime. They animate Prime's face in the movie, moving to his lines, but then they don't like how it's come out. They don't think it's good enough, so eventually they get Peter Cullen in, but they don't want to pay him. And he's like, no, you're going to have to pay me. They actually end up, because he's already been animated in the movie to be using the epic voice guys lines from honest trailers. They have to get Cullen to do an impression of him doing an impression of Cullen, and then they pay him. You know, it's nuts. I think that's offensive that they just won't pay the guy who made Optimus Prime famous. So instead they turn around and go, you know what, we won't pay you at all, and we'll get this guy to do an impression, but the impression's bad, so now we've got to pay you. Jeez. It's terrible. Gunpla Guy says, I've also been busy hacking a few of my systems. Hacked my 3DS to play DS and Game Boy and GBA ROMs, and my Switch to play NES and GBA ROMs. We've got a dedicated emulation station, and I've got a Xbox that was hacked from ages ago that I got to play Metal Wolf Chaos before I got the physical copy of it. But that's got like almost every console on it, and then I've actually got the originals of every other console, so it's not like I'm needing to emulate. I just realised I messed up this slightly here, so I might as well file it. I've been playing Soul Workers as Rich Cable Jr. Read the whole time, but a lot of updates for this game. Soul Workers is supposed to be pretty good, to be honest. Doesn't Optimus Prime have a face mask? Yeah, the thing is, like, they make the mask move at the same rate as the actor's voice. So, it's pretty stupid. But yeah, he has a mask in the Bumblebee movie. He doesn't have a mouth. So yeah. The thing is, I got the Bumblebee movie on DVD before I knew about that, so I've still got to watch it. I've watched, like, scenes from it on YouTube. I do that with a lot of my movies now, you know, if I want to see them, but I don't really want to be bothered to see the entire thing. Instead of just watching, like, the trailer or whatever, that most of the time gives you quite a lot of the movie, I'll just wait till it's out on YouTube in, like, segments, and then just watch those segments, because normally they show off the best bits. So then you don't really have to pay too much for them. Optimus should never have a mouth. Yes. Should never have a mouth. The face mask is Prime's, like, defining feature compared to a lot of the other Transformers. His mask moves too. Yeah, the lower portion of his mask moves like in the classic. That's how they've animated it. Prime with a mouth is just really weird. It's like whenever you see Prime in the Michael Bay movies, the mouth just looks weird. And then when he actually goes into fights, he puts the mask on, and it's like a battle mask. I don't like that. It's like, just give him the mask. Like, there are certain parts about the Bay movies that I don't mind, but overall, they're just pretty bad. I mean, I think that's a given at this point. You know, everybody kind of rips on them anyway. Again, I only watch little bits from each on YouTube, so it's like I'll occasionally get the action scenes that come up from like Age of Extinction or whatever, or the bit where he takes on all the Decepticons in the second film and ends up wrecking them all before getting killed. It was a good scene, that, but I didn't like the way they made Prime into basically a merciless killer. The only Prime who should have a mouth is Primal. I can't remember whether Primal did have a mouth or not. I know his beast form did, but I can't remember whether his robot form did. Because I didn't get into, it was the last season of it, Beast Machines. That was, like, whenever I see that, that's a really weird concept for me. I'm used to classic stuff, so when I see, like, Beast Machines, it's just like, ugh. What is this? Especially because the CGI style just goes really weird. Trying to sand off these nubs here. I mean, it's not super important because I'm going to paint over, but I just want to try and do a good job. It was actually kind of funny because I was looking through all my my collection, my old collection as a kid the other day. I think I shared it on Discord as well. It's an absolute mess of like G1, G2, and G1.5, and then I think I finished up with Beast Wars because at the time I was being a total idiot. Like, I remember as a kid thinking that Beast Wars was some kind of knockoff, kind of like whenever you think Digimon is a rip-off of Pokemon. And I thought Beast Wars was a similar concept, but not actually Transformers, even though it says Transformers on the front of all the packaging or whatever. So I remember getting Rat Trap and being like, the hell is this? You know? And then I quit collecting Transformers after that, so using my thumb here to get rid of the dust. Let's see. Gundam Guy says, I always considered Beast Wars to be a direct sequel to the original. Was it a prequel? I can't remember. Because they've got the time travel bit where they mess around with Optimus and Megatron on the Ark. Rich Cable Jr. says, I've been having a lot of fun on store. I have over 65 characters. Oh, cool. That's all these torso parts done. There's the head, there's the gun and the arms, torso, shield. Need to find arms, legs, leg pieces now. Whew. These pieces are so easy to cut off the runners, and they don't actually mark that badly either. I'm really enjoying this build at the moment, but it's going to be even more fun when obviously it's painted and weathered. Like outside of this stuff, the only other thing that I've weathered is the crossbone rogue that I've got. My custom suit, so that'll be fun to take the bits of paint and a sponge to these things again. But I've got to order the paint cans in, because normally I use car spray paint, you know, stuff designed for automobiles to paint this stuff. If I can't go to the shop because of the virus to get them, then I've got to order them in, so that'll be fun. The thing is, normally I can colour match pretty well. Like for this, I think I'm going to go dark grey and dark black. So, overall, it's going to be interesting to see what I can get to pop out on this. I think I might have to dry brush it lightly to pick up some of the edges. Possibly go over it with sort of a one of the silver weathering kits to try and pick apart quite a lot of it so it stands out. Beast Machines is where it got weird, says John. Yes! The art style is just incredibly weird. From what I remember, most of Beast Wars was McDonald's or Burger King toys, says Eggsram. I don't remember that. I do remember the original run. I remember going around a friend's house that had the game for it as well, which showed up in quite a lot of CGI kids shows eventually, if I remember rightly. Like I'd be seeing stuff on like the kids channels over here when I was growing up, and Beast Wars always used to be shown off in a lot of them. I remember turning around and being like, wait a minute, that's Beast Wars in the background? It's kind of strange how that ended up happening. The game itself, if I remember rightly, was a third-person shooter, like most Transformers games. I actually don't think you'd be able to do Transformers in first-person very well. Imagine, because the main focus is on the actual characters and the alt modes. You can't see them, then it's no use having it. Definitely think the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are decent games. Prefer War though, just because the multiplayer in that was so good. China made an FPS Transformers game, says John. Wait, what? Hey Shinju! Need Megatron from Beast Wars' voice there for Shinju going, yes! I didn't miss a stream. Don't know for how long you'll still be streaming. Just a little bit. It was an Overwatch clone. Oof! Watching Reboot helped me watch Beast Wars. Reboot was a good show as well. You saw the custom I did with my brother, right, says Ultras? Yes! Yes! I need David K from Beast Wars for that. I can't do Megatron. Can't do many voices, to be honest. I remember one time, going back to Halo just quickly, where I annoyed some guy on Halo. And he He tells me to shut up in voice chat, and he says my voice sounds like a retarded speak and spell. I don't quite know how to take that. It is funny though. If I remember rightly, it was the same guy that said I sounded Australian. It's like, wait, what? But I think he was American. Most of the time when I've come in contact with Americans, I tend to have problems when it comes to picking up on different accents and things and guessing where people are from, so... Gundam Guy says, oh man, this just makes me want the wish for the Cybertron trilogy games. Not many people like Rise of the Darkspark. I have not played that one. It's about the only one I haven't played. Jen was really good at the Michael Bay games, though. Like the multiplayer sections of them. Shinju says, am I Megatron now? What kit are you building? So, to catch you up on stuff, Shinju, I'm doing the Easy 8 here at the moment. What I'm doing is, I've been doing this for about an hour. I'm going to call it quits in a little bit. I'm just getting stuff ready for painting, because this is part of my my custom project where I'm making a diorama for everybody that's frequenting GBO2. So the idea is to take stuff like John's suits, Sin's suit, Bothy's suits, and make them up how they would be in game, but in kit form. And then if you're familiar with like the Halo Reach statue for the limited edition, where they had them all the characters stood on like a mountainside as a diorama, I want to do that with these to celebrate just the fun times we've had on GBO2. Ultra says it's got bad joints due to it being an old kit. Would you recommend drilling holes and inserting bendable wire to increase stability? Honestly, I don't know. I've not had any problems with joints being bad. With old kits, it just tends to be that, you know, normally I'd just replace them with like newer joints anyway from different kits. Exram says, I'm not American, but when I first heard you, I understood 50% of what you were saying. Now when I hear you, I understand 100%. I feel like it's second nature. Yeah, I feel like it takes time, especially because, like, in England, there's a load of different accents for different regions. And it doesn't help because you can have an accent that sounds, like, for instance, I sound like I'm from the north because it's where I was born, but we don't actually live there. So, you know, it's funny when people try and guess where you live, and it's just like, yeah, sorry, you got that wrong. It's like, but you sound like you're in the north. You must be in the north. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Good try, though. Yeah, some English accents are pretty crazy. To be fair, the majority of Aussies and Brits sound similar, even they use the same idioms in different ways, though. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. Sean and Sue sound a bit Yorkish to me, says John. Oh, I don't know. With Sean and Stu, it tends to depend on when you catch them. You know, like sometimes we'll sound differently depending on what kind of mood we're in. Also, slang is different between regions as well. So, for instance, you can have a lot of people saying different stuff depending on what region they're from. That kind of means the same thing, but because of the slang, it kind of changes it up a little bit. I absolutely love these files. Can't wait to get some fine grade sandpaper as well, because it's going to be really good to clean stuff up. Where's the feet? Where did I put the heels? That's actually worrying. Oh, they're over here. So there's one heel, there's one foot. Where's the other heel? I don't believe I didn't bag them. They were like sat right next to me where the nippers are. Shinju says, oh yeah, like the stream is titled, this project is where you want to paint everybody's signature suits in the colours. Yeah. It's going to be probably a long set of videos. Like I said previously, I did a load of streams doing kits in the past, but because of Copa and Susan and YouTube, I tend to freak out whenever YouTube changes its policies and stuff. And to avoid getting my channel shut down, because I'm super sensitive about that kind of thing, normally I just freak and delete everything or private it. Like, because of my trouble with the Armored Core community, I've completely privated all of those videos. Like, even though they're some of my most viewed videos, or at least one is, you know, it's what brought a load of people to the channel early on. I've had to get rid of those more or less. The others I've deleted. I had like over 200 Armored Core videos, and instead I deleted quite a lot of them, so I only have about 48 now, and even those are privated. As long as you're not a chav, Dave, says John. I'm not. Exram says, I don't think I've heard Moody say too much British slang. I tend not to be honest. It's one of those things where I prefer talking normally instead of talking with slang or with an accent. I try and talk like a normal person, really. It also doesn't help my my situation when I've hung around with a lot of Americans in the past on voice chatting like Xbox. So my voice tends to be a little bit of English mixed with a little bit of American, whether I like it or not. Most of the time I just spend like in between sentences saying stuff like, or if I can remember rightly, you know, those tend to be my my go-to things if I speak too fast, which I tend to do quite a lot, and I can't think of something to put just in the way while I'm trying to think of what I want to say next. So I'll be like, if I remember rightly. Or, you know, like in between. It's a common thing that you'll pick up on quite a lot. Hey, Ion! Gunpla says, but if you ever have a South African accent from a Caucasian, I heard it sounds so weird, says Gunpla. Can't say I have. Not that I remember, anyway. Kaiser says, I'm considering stripping down my RGXC Custom and doubling down on the red frame colour scheme, since I haven't had time to finish paint the shields or top coat yet. John says, good, because I already live close enough to them as it is. Oh, and I've had enough of them. The bane of English society. Where we used to live, there was quite a lot of them. So, yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the ass. That was also where people were dealing drugs as well, if you remember me telling you a couple of times. Oh, that was fun. Living right next door to like 2 or 3 drug dealers was a great experience for about 6 years. I don't need a friend who is a chav, says John. I've had somebody that got close to coming across as that, but ended up not being. It was mainly their accent and the clothes that they wore, but they changed it over time, which was kind of funny. And then there's me with a Cape Breton and Newfoundland. I think I've said that. Breton? Breton? I'm not sure about that. I probably butchered it. And Newfoundland accents mixed. There we go. So that's the foot done. I love these streams because I get to just relax and have a good chat with you guys about some really fun stuff. My hands aren't actually too bad at the moment, so I might get away with just sorting out one little bit because we've had a couple of people turn up kind of late. Let's see if any of these runners that I've got here are tiny enough. Ah, legs. I can do that one. Because I was going to do the other runner here for the joints, but we don't need to do that. So yeah, we're working on the Easy 8. We're almost done with the legs. Ah, it gives me boss fight music again, come on. There we go. Some of this nighttime music for Sonic Unleashed honestly sounds like it's from Hoonipop. Shinju says, okay, I need to ask, what's a chav? So, generally in British society, a chav is someone who is normally a British teenager that's dressed up in tracksuit bottoms and some like Burberry style cap or whatever. They tend to drink a lot of alcohol and smoke a lot outside. They tend to be from very poor areas. They're normally working class. The parents normally are either going through a rough relationship or have had some sketchy problems, possibly running with the police a couple of times. They have antisocial behaviour disorders normally. Their favourite thing to do is hang around parks and smoke and drink. They tend to just be annoying. They'll just yell at people for no reason. They're like, the best way of describing it is very young thugs. You know, it's like they like annoying people and trying to get attention and get some sort of a rise out of them. Sometimes they like to try and beat people up, but normally it's in groups because they can't do it one-on-one. It's a very big stereotype, but overall they just tend to be troublemakers. I'm trying to think of something that is part of another culture that you could use to describe them. John, can you think of anything? Very influenced by rappers. Yeah, they're very influenced by like rap and American gang culture. That's primarily where I've seen it come from when I've researched them in the past. The funny thing is, I had to research them for my video game that I'm creating, because the enemies are chavs. So that's entertaining. Chav sounds like the British ghetto, says Eggsram. It basically is. It's the best way of describing them. People that come up from a rough background, but they don't really change. Oh, so they get a really bad rap, and they don't seem to change it. You know, they don't want to change. They just want to be themselves and just get on with what they're doing, which is normally just hanging out on street corners and drinking and calling people names. Occasionally, when they're younger, they'll try and go into like a shop, or they'll try to get somebody to go into a shop to buy cigarettes for them when they're underage, which is pretty funny. A lot of them end up being like that because of high school or whatever, where they're normally the bully, and then they normally just don't change and end up being that way forever. Yeah. That's generally what a chav is. Just doing the last of the leg section here, and then I've got to put the arms from before on. The thing is, it's a stereotype. It's not as if all of them are bad. It's just a lot of them are like that, so they get a really bad reputation. Generally, there'll be that guy that moves in, or that person that moves in underneath you and plays loud music for like 12 hours a day and doesn't give a damn. You know? I've had that situation before. Oh, the fun. Too many personal run-ins with them. They're basically knockoff Russian mafia. No. You know the joke about, or the meme about Slavs, where it always shows them in a squatting position. They've always got a drink in the hand. You know, the silly stereotype of Slavs that has been thrown around, or Russians, you know. Basically imagine the English version of that, because it's very, very close. You know, the outward appearance and stuff. Basically, it's the English version. That's as close as I can get to it. Obviously, the easiest way of looking them up is either go on Google or YouTube, because they are actually on there. But yeah. Where I'm from, says Eggsram, the word we use is cacao, I think that is, for people like that. Ooh. Hope I'm not too far off camera here. But yeah, the Slavic kind of meme, or the Russian meme, is very similar, or would almost be the same. It's pronounced cacao, or cacao, I think it is. I've probably butchered that again. Sorry, Eggsram. Almost done with the shoulder here. Cacao, the second one you said. Yeah, there's more exaggeration on the end of it. My pronunciation is pretty bad for stuff that obviously isn't what I'm familiar with. Thanks for teaching me though, by the way. I've learned something today. Loving this music, man, but it reminds me of the background music for Hoonie Pop. Seriously, I can't get over it. It really does remind me of background music for Hoonie Pop right now. Is reinstall Hoonie Pop and play that later on. And try and catch up to Jen's 157 hours on it. I think I've only clocked in at about 48. So I've got bits of the shoulder here and bits of the leg, so that and that one, I believe. There's two bags next to me. Oh, come on now. I was trying to push on the knife there a little bit too much in the wrong direction or the wrong way, so I didn't have enough control. But there we go. I got it. I don't want to slip. Don't want to slip because I'll probably end up doing my thumb in. Ow! The front of the ankle armor there is painful to get a hold of. Pretty pointy. It's really kind of funny how these parts aren't supposed to be too pointy, and then next minute I'm having to rotate them to cut them a different way. Oh, for anyone who's wondering why I keep playing Sonic Unleashed soundtracks, or Sonic Unleashed's soundtrack over the top of these streams, it's primarily because Sega doesn't seem to be too bad with copyright. So I've been able to get away with it in the past. Here's where I say that, and then next minute Susan just detonates the entire stream. Oh, please don't, Susan. I enjoy these streams. The music's nice and relaxing. Leave me alone. I just want to make stuff. Honestly, I hope she doesn't detonate this stream, because I've really enjoyed it so far. Only from Sonic Unleashed, or just Sonic in general, says Eggtram. I think they tend to be okay with Sonic in general, but Unleashed soundtrack, because of the overworld themes, definitely is is nice and relaxing, you know, so I like having it play in the background while I'm doing this kind of stuff, because seriously, I'm so chilled right now. Any more chilled and I think I'd fall asleep, and I kind of need that at this point because of my sleep pattern being so messed up. Like I was saying before, I swear I've got insomnia at the moment, which is not good. I can only normally sleep for about 4 or 5 hours at a time, which is terrible, so hopefully once I get that fixed, then everything will return to normal. Because in the past, I've been a really good sleeper, you know, I can just bang, I'm out. Just lie down, and then next minute I'm unconscious, and then I wake up like 7 or 8 hours later and I'm fine, you know, with no recollection, no dreaming or anything, just flat out exhausted. But recently it's been absolutely terrible. Kaiser says, I don't think they care about Sonic music in general since people use Sonic R music all the time. Oh, did anybody else see that one that I posted? Where it was, somebody had modded Sonic R recently with Sonic Mania textures over the top. I want to try that out, because we've got Sonic R for the PC. I'm going to have to try and install it. It looks so good. And, oh. ATM77 says, Sonic Unleashed music is very good. I have one of them as my theme for my channel. Ooh, nice. Exam says, does it have to do with the modding community? Possibly. I think in general, Sega has a really good attitude with like fan games and other stuff. I feel like it might be partly related to that. It could be me just being a bit naive and optimistic, but I feel like they know that people are going to create content and that they want to use the music, so they just turn around and kind of play not so much a blind eye to it, but they say, okay, this is acceptable. I've never had problems with Sega stuff before. You know, whether it be stuff on my channel or whether it be, you know, games or whatever, so the only thing I have had a problem with is music that they use that might not be owned by them. So say, like, for instance, there's one in the Sega All-Stars Transformed for the Samba Amigo level. It's also a football theme, if I remember rightly, or a soccer theme, and I've been striked for that once. But I mean, that's understandable because it's football. Okay, so that's the ankle armor for that leg done, and then this shoulder, and then we just have to bag everything. And at some point I need to go on Action Time Manning again. Soccer would be fun if the players could bazooka downswing each other, says Boaty. Boaty, dude, I'm still waiting for your kit here. I got the chibi version. Like, where is it? I'm still waiting for HLJ to get it, so in the meantime, I got the SD versions. I just need the high grade to actually be in stock so they can ship it. It wouldn't be a Waddles if it was easy to find, am I right? I mean, you are right. Freaking Waddles, man. Waddles and his ninja skills. It's gonna be funny to paint that up in your color scheme eventually, you know. I'm gonna have to try and colour match that as much as possible, especially like the purple. You're gonna have to put that colour scheme up properly in Discord so I can do that accurately, because I don't want a repeat of my my shoddy attempt in GBO2. Waddles can go to hell in Maximus, says Ion. Come on now, I'm trying to put the shoulder joint in this baggie because I sealed it up before. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. Leg, ankle, ankle. I'm trying to see if there's any shoulder armor still in here. There we go. It's an assist spammer, says Ion. There we go. So we got these leg parts here. Love the sound of this plastic just hitting each other. So nice. Hey Ed, what are you up to? I'm up to just doing the first part of my video series for doing the diorama for GBO2 that I've been on about for years. So at the moment we're just doing the Easy 8, or getting the Easy 8 ready. There's the high grade manual for it. So far, I've done most of the parts. The only stuff left to do, really, is the joints and a couple other smaller parts. And we're up to the arm covers and arms again here. So if I finish up this runner, I can throw this runner. And I just noticed there's a beam saber there as well. Do not want to throw the beam. Right, so let's cut this out. Oh. Forgot to do that one there. So that one is for hand covers, which are around here. Shinju says, so besides the Easy 8, what other Gunpla will you be making? I'm on game night 14, so I think so. Your only signature suit and colours have been decided, and Harley's, I think. Yeah, Harley is a demon on GBO2. She is, she's pretty nuts in a goog. Hang on. Right, so that's... I'm just checking stuff. I'll answer that in a moment, though. Apart from the Easy 8, later on, we get introduced to Sin and Boaty and everybody else properly. So Sin has his BD1 here that I had to get off Amazon because I couldn't get it through HLJ quick enough. And Nugs as well. I decided to put Sin and Nugs in it on top of everybody else, so it's actually uneven numbers at the moment. I was going to do just a 6-man team, but now I got Sin and Nugs in it as well, so they're both pretty much mainstays in the later stuff. So Nugs is Gyan with his colour scheme that's going to be like blue, white, black, I think, and yellow. And Sin's BD1 here, it's white with purple, or like, it's like a dark purple splitter camo on it. It's going to be interesting trying to replicate that in model kit form. I have a feeling as long as I do the masking for it properly, I'll be able to do it. It's just going to be a case of taking it easy and not trying to rush stuff and waiting for the paint to actually dry. And obviously trying to colour match everything. But then I've got to do, after that, I've got to do the cam for John, the BD2 for Nova, and then I've got Ion's Guard Custom coming, and Heavy's Jim Striker, and then I've got Boaty's Waddles, which is going to be fun trying to colour match that as well. Boaty, by the time I'm done with your Waddles, dude, it's literally going to be like when Ava 3.0 and 1.0 are out. There we go, there's the same hand covers in Beam Sabers again. John says Momo is like Harley. Yeah. That would be cool to see. You're going to have a lot of raids in your team diorama. You might lose a few battles as X-Ram. I don't know, I think we could do pretty well. I reckon we could do pretty well. It's not so much too many raids, it's who's using them, you know. Like, Sin's pretty good in his BD1. We've seen him go crazy in the past. Nova is nuts. I actually want to see somebody, like, play against Nova competitively and draw against him, because apart from, like, Leo and a couple of other people, there are not many people that can do that. The thing is, everybody thinks Nova is genuinely a bad guy, but he's not. He memes up quite a lot, but he's kind of like me in terms of he rages when matches don't go the way that he wants because of like crap teammates. Apart from that, he's a pretty nice guy. I enjoy talking to him. It's like outside of streams, he's real nice. But yeah, it's one of those where it tends to be a case of people think he's nasty because of him constantly saying, you know, like spamming move up, or because text chat is pretty blunt. I feel like if you actually have him on microphone, it's a lot better. He's a lot more chill. You can have a good laugh with him. We've had some laughs with him on Halo as well, so... Shinju says, that's a lot of raids, but no supports. Like, we haven't really got any supports, which is crazy for the diorama when you think about it, but it was everybody's suit selection. I asked everybody what suits they wanted, and they picked them out. I think Ion or John was originally going to go the weapons rack, which would have had at least one support in the team, but I didn't want to limit everybody to just saying like, oh, one person needs to go support, because I feel like that would have been bad, so... Do they have the Easy 8 weapons rack available via model kits? You can get an Easy 8 and a ground Gundam and make the Easy 8 weapons rack, but you can't do it normally from what I understand, and I don't think they've brought out a 180mm cannon, like, accessory separately, which is annoying because then you have to get multiple kits. It's like when I wanted just the Gusion Rebakes hammer for my my crossbone rogue, and I ended up buying the entire kit for it because that hammer is it's crazy. Gotta paint Boaty's waddles like a rip-off of Ava Colours, says John. Careful, Moody. If Nova... no, wait, hang on. Boaty says, careful, Moody. If Nova knows how many raids you've got, he might come up and down swing you. I figured he would, you know, to be honest. BD2 missiles and then down swinging. Supports were always pretty niche for game nights, though. You could pretty much count us on one hand. Yeah, I mean, I used to play support quite a lot, but I feel like I've had my time on each suit almost the same. The funny thing is, if you go and check my actual data still on GBO, it comes up with my most played suits as the Easy 8, the weapons rack, and then the Zuda. So it's actually pretty entertaining to have those as my most played suits. But yeah, I played support for ages, primarily because it was just easy. It was easier than playing GP. GP's a little bit more hectic. It's like if you're playing GP and you're not at the front line putting pressure on the enemy team, you just suck, simple as. You know, I learned that the hard way. If you're not doing your job in the game because it's a team-based game, you can get wrecked pretty fast. Just trying to give myself some stretches here as well. Shinju says, nah, I agree with favourite MS go favorite MS than go a balanced team, but have a team that can use those suits well instead of doing the balanced composition. The thing is, like, balancing the team composition is always good. It's never good having 2 raids. It's never good having too many supports. I find that having like 1 support, 1 raid, and then the rest be GP is normally really good. It's just the teammates, you know. If you've got crap teammates, it's always going to be rage-inducing. OT says there's not such a thing as too many supports. There is. There is when the enemy team has like more than 1 raid, or the raid is really good. Ed says, so Moody, you got the Zuda H. Not in kit form, but in GBO2 I remember getting it a while back. I'm gonna put these nippers and stuff away in the Jupiter box for the moment. Normally what I do is whenever I'm working on a kit, the other previous box that I've used, I store the other stuff in there, so that's fun. At least now I know where everything is. So I've got the Jupiter there, I've got all the other kits. What the hell is in my crossbone? Because I've not used my crossbone box in ages. I think this might be a spare box. Ah, there's my model glue. So sometimes... Oh crap, that's been leaking? What the hell? Oh, that's not good. So what I was using was a piece of wire to keep the glue from coming out, but it actually looks like it's been glued to the sprue or the runner. That is not good. Let's have a look here. Especially because it's my Spurs box. I've normally got like a couple of manuals. There's some plastic sheeting there from what I was trying to do. Custom shield bits from my Crossbone Rogue. There's my weathering kit, which I'm going to need for the suits eventually. Tamiya weathering for light gun, titanium, and copper. I think I've got another one in here as well. A load of polycaps. These will all be from the crossbone. Oh. Come on now. So that's stuck there. That is... Oh, that's some stickers. So yeah, these are like half the crossbones parts that are still unused, including the stuff from the crossbone X Mao. I think I used that one because it was just a lot easier. We got, oh, my Gundam markers. And some more stuff. So we got my Gundam markers. Keep them handy. Let's have a look here. How is this? Oh, it's a big blob of glue on the end of the sprue there. That is pretty messed up. What did I just drop there? It is nothing. Another Tamiya weathering kit. That is snow, soot, and rust. That'll be handy for in future. Some more files of different grades. One that's snapped. Then we've got some blue tack, which I'll need in future. Some... Oh, those are the crossbones stickers. Never know when parts like that will come in handy. And then we've got crossbones beam saber. At least it looks like it. One of them. One of the many beam saber parts. Blue tack that just flew out my hands. And some tweezers. And then a custom magnetic GN shield part, which... There we go. Still need to paint these up for my my Crossbone Rogue, but I don't know, sometimes when I try and attach them, they don't fit on too well, so it's not too good. All I did was fill in the back of the shield bit there for the Caridum and put a magnet in so they can attach to metallic parts pretty easily. The idea was to have them attached like that and then actually attach to the suit. I never actually bothered to do that on display though, so I feel like that was kind of a waste. But that's using tiny neodymium magnets, I think it is. Let's see. John says, we've proved that a full team of one type of suit can win. Yeah, but when you get to higher competitive play, it doesn't work. Like, for just goofing off, yeah. But for higher competitive play, no. I'm still trying to loosen up this wire. I might just have to cut the wire. Where the hell are my nippers? Where did I put them? They already in the box or what? I think I put them in the Jupiter box. I've just completely forgot now. Ah, there we go. Yeah, let's try cutting this wire. Because I need it to plug up the stuff. Do you have any plans to do with the leftover parts, like the CeraVe or star burning? Honestly, I'm not too sure at the moment. Like, with all these spare parts, I might be able to use them on something else or just save them for in future, but I'm going to end up with a huge backlog. There we go. The parts nipper worked there, so we've cut off a little bit of wire from the runner there. The whole point of this is the this glue that I've been using, the Matchbox Professional glue here. I've been using this since I was building Warhammer 40k as a teenager, and the idea is it's really strong. It's basically polycement. It melts the plastic together. Has a really good seal, but it's a bit crazy to keep in the actual thing. So you got to put like a piece of metal down here and then bend it to keep it in place. So yeah, this is some pretty old glue. No, I can't get that back in there. God damn it. I can see the hole, but it's absolutely caked in glue. There we go. And then we'll just bend the end of it so that we can pull it out later on. Not have to worry about it too much. There we go. So now I can keep that around and not have to worry too much about that. Keep those out of there. Yeah. Put the nippers out. I've been looking forward to seeing that match in future. Sounds crazy, says Shinju. We did all Knacked on Ruined City. All Knacked on Ruined City was pretty funny, primarily because Stealthy Boys, but the Knacked is really good. Like, compared to the Pixie, the Knacked has a lot more viability of being an effective raid. The Pixie, on the other hand, only messes up the radar a little bit compared to the Knacked. The Knacked can really mess up the radar. Give the glue a good sniff. No, hell no. From when I worked in security, when I ended up unintentionally sitting around a load of biofuel and that affected my nose to the point where I've still not got a sense of smell, really. I don't think I want to mess it up even more. That's no joke, by the way. I sat around biofuel for about 6 months and it really messed up my my nose, so now I don't have any sense of smell. And that was back in 2017, I think? Great times. Great times. I've been through a lot of stupid stuff. If it wasn't that, it was being in a place that literally was like Five Nights at Freddy's. And then if it wasn't for that, then it was having VR sickness this year. And then on top of that, losing my hands, which was fun. I never have any luck, you know. I don't know who's worse for luck, me or Chris-chan. Right. Ultra says, Moody, I should send you a picture of my planned customs I want me and my brother to do. Ooh. I'm always around on Discord for that kind of stuff. Let's see. Shinju says, do we have grounds and also Stealthy Boys? We have grounds and Stealthy Boys. What is there? There's, when the Dark Raven comes in to the streams at some point, and he was really depressed and said that desert gyms were pretty bad and that they couldn't be used. This is when desert gyms weren't particularly nerfed, so we ended up proving that desert gyms would work by... me and Ion and John went desert gym and just wrecked house. That was when the railgun was still viable and was still really good. I think it's been nerfed since, from what people have said. Just cleaning up here, because I don't want to leave a mess on my worktop. But yeah, we've had Rail Boys, we've had Ground Boys, we've had Stealthy Boys. We've had the Cave Demon, which was us messing around in Mountain in the... John, what's the name of the suit? Or anybody else that can remember it. You know, the big giant suit from Stardust Memory that's got a cannon on it. I can't remember. The Zam, yeah, that was it. I couldn't remember. The lack of sleep is getting to me, man. Seriously. I'm surprised I'm not fatigued or dead at this point, because it's like, it's not as if I don't want to go to sleep. I really do, but it's affecting my memory. It's terrible. So yeah, we have the cave demon as well. Waddles. I'm trying to remember what else. Ed says, so I guess we can call this live video Moody's Gunpla Pro Shop Live. I'm trying to remember the other stuff that we've had. Pink Zam, John's worst nightmare. No, Cave Boys. Cave Boys was good. We had one match where I was playing Zaku Sniper really early on when it was John and Ion versus me, and I managed to hold my own versus both of them. That was hilarious. That was just King of the Hill, if I remember rightly, we called that one. What are you making? I just finished cutting up most of the Easy 8, which is here. I'm just cleaning up now. I'm finishing off the stream for a little bit. I love the way I said I'd only go on for like an hour, and then I relaxed a little bit more and took 2 hours. John says, I still remember going into the cave and my camphor got instantly nuked. Yeah, the cave demon was fun. We've had the ball. Ultras, it got censored. It got censored twice, man. I'm gonna have to, like, let's click show on that one. There we go, because I can manually do it when I'm next to the computer. It's not too bad. So I've got these runners that are basically leftover plastic. I remember when the Zam got stuck in the cave. I've only heard of the fabled pink Zam, says Shinju. So yeah, the cave demon was just my Zam painted up like the Devil Gundam from G Gundam. And I just kept lurking in the caves on Mountain, and we just nicknamed it the Cave Demon. Sure, there's been a couple of other ones that we've had since that have just been silly. I swear somebody painted up the Hildolfer like the AE86 from Initial D at one point. I think that was Boaty that did that. It was either Boaty or John or somebody. Oh, it was John. Still got the Pixie with the Joker colour scheme. We've got the Pixie with Jevel's colour scheme from Undertale. That was funny, because that was for like a week where John couldn't stop singing the song for Jevel's theme that we found on YouTube. Trying to remember what else. There's been other stuff. I know there was one match where we played all Transformers colour schemes, which I remember because my Easy 8 was decked out like Ultra Magnus. I remember the time I sniped everyone with my weapons rack, says Young. Young, when I get back in streaming again, man, you gotta come on with us. I think it'll be funny. If anyone was wondering where the pink Zam was from, says John, it was when I tried to do my own streams. I quit, says Young. No! No! Young, why did you quit in the first place? Because I know a lot of people have left because either, you know, they're waiting, they're taking a break or whatever, but... got bored. Oh, fair enough then. John says, I'm not sure if I'm going to try streaming again. Just try it, man, you know. You never know how well it'll go until you keep it up for a while and see some sort of gains from it. Anyway, I'm going to call it there, guys, primarily because of the time, and also because I've been going on for quite a while and I need to finish cleaning up this stuff. I need to hoover up that. I need to get rid of this, this last bit of plastic. So, I'm going to call it there. I've had lots of fun, and I'll see you on the next one. So, thank you very much. Thanks for anybody that's left a like. It really helps out the channel as usual. Thanks to everyone. It has been a great chat and stream. Hope Susan doesn't nuke it, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye!